All right, welcome to this explainer. I want you to think about this for a second, because it's kind of the ultimate irony of modern life. As a species, we have literally never been more comfortable. We've got climate-controlled homes, infinite food delivery apps, and endless entertainment right at our fingertips. But despite all this unprecedented ease, we're facing these massive epidemics of dissatisfaction, anxiety, and chronic disease. So today, we're going to explore why our pursuit of total comfort might actually be the very thing making us miserable, and how intentionally embracing discomfort could be the key to reclaiming our wild, happy, and healthy selves.
Here's the roadmap for our journey today. We'll start with the modern comfort paradox, move into a radical concept called Misogi, look at our biological mismatch, talk about reclaiming primal habits, and finish up with your daily discomfort practice.
Section 1. The Modern Comfort Paradox. The Age of Abundance.
So Michael Easter hit the nail on the head here. Our sheer abundance of ease, it's covertly become a chronic stressor. Just look at this stark contrast. On the left, our modern reality. Never in human history have we moved so little, eaten so much, or been so heavily insulated from nature. But look at the right side. There is a massive cost to this. We are dealing with skyrocketing rates of anxiety, depression, fragmented attention, and just this deep existential dissatisfaction. The comfort we constantly crave is actually acting as a numbing agent. It's insulating us from the exact friction and effort that makes human life meaningful and resilient in the first place.
Moving on to Section 2, Misogi, the Radical Reset, Testing Human Limits.
To really understand what we've lost, author Michael Easter literally went out and joined a 33-day hunting expedition in the brutal, unforgiving Arctic wilderness. And out there, he explored this absolutely fascinating concept, Misogi. It's an ancient Japanese practice of purification through extreme challenge. The rule is super simple, but kind of wild. Choose something so incredibly hard that you genuinely have a 50-50 chance of failing. And what makes this so powerful is how Misogi measures success. It's strictly about personal transformation, not performance metrics or leaderboards. It forces us to confront our perceived limits and bring back necessary fear, uncertainty, and humility, things we definitely aren't getting while sitting on our couches.
Building on that idea of Misogi, we run into the scientific principle of hormesis. Basically, this is the biological rule that small, manageable doses of stress actually strengthen your body and mind. We're talking about things like cold exposure, fasting, or putting in intense physical effort. By intentionally engineering these beneficial hormetic stressors out of our daily routines in the name of comfort, we aren't actually protecting ourselves at all. We are literally leaving our bodies and minds biologically weaker and more fragile.
Which brings us to Section 3, our biological mismatch, evolution versus modernity.
You see, modern ease is just completely out of sync with our ancestral biology. Think about it. Our ancestral environment was defined by scarcity, constant movement, and acute physical danger, like literally running away from predators. Our bodies evolved to handle those exact things. But our modern reality, it's defined by abundance, sitting down all day, and chronic abstract stressors. Instead of a tiger chasing us, we have overflowing email inboxes, financial worries, and deadlines. Our nervous systems are engineered for short bursts of physical danger, so they're constantly short-circuiting under the weight of this never-ending emotional stress. It's a huge driver of our anxiety.
All right, Section 4. Reclaiming primal human habits for a mental and physical detox.
So how do we actually fix this mismatch? Well, we have to stop treating primal states, like boredom and hunger, as bugs that need fixing. Let's start with boredom. Historically, boredom was a massive catalyst. It drove exploration, problem-solving, and innovation. Today, the split second we feel even a hint of boredom, we instantly kill it with our smartphones and endless notifications, right? But this relentless stimulation reduces our attention spans, absolutely crushes our creativity, and keeps us trapped in an anxious, reactive mental state. Eastern actually found that during the long stretches of Arctic silence, boredom worked like a mental detox, allowing deep, meaningful thoughts to finally bubble up to the surface.
And then there's hunger. Modern abundance has made us practically terrified of even mild discomfort when it comes to food. But our ancestors lived in feast and famine cycles. It turns out occasional mild hunger is incredibly powerful. It improves metabolic flexibility, triggers this amazing cellular repair process called autophagy, and restores your natural hormone balance. So intentionally delaying gratification, like skipping a meal or fasting, isn't about starving. It's about building immense physical resilience and health.
Next up, let's look at movement. Ancestral humans were walking 10 to 20 kilometers every single day, hauling gear and climbing. Today, sitting is our default state, and we treat movement as this optional 45-minute fitness hack. Easter specifically highlights a practice called rucking, which is simply walking with a weighted backpack. It's a primal, incredibly practical movement that builds cardiovascular health, brute strength, and serious mental toughness. The takeaway here is that movement is not an option. It's a biological necessity.
And we really can't forget about solitude. In a world that's always connected, true solitude is incredibly rare. During his expedition, the total silence of the Arctic taught Easter a vital lesson. True solitude isn't the same thing as loneliness. Instead, it's absolutely essential for clarifying who you are, strengthening your emotional resilience, and detoxing your mind from the constant trap of social comparison. It is self-connection in its absolute purest form.
Let's dive into Section 5, your daily discomfort practice and everyday lifestyle.
Okay, so the big question is, how do we bring these extreme lessons back from the wild? You don't have to pack up and move to the Arctic to get these benefits. Here is a super practical 5-step framework you can use every day. 1. Complete a yearly Misogi. Just take on one major, daunting challenge a year. 2. Take daily comfort breaks by getting into the cold or practicing intermittent fasting. 3. Intentionally seek boredom. Go for a walk and actually leave your phone behind. 4. Move more and carry weight. Try that rucking we talked about. And 5. Reintroduce some calibrated risk to keep your focus sharp. We don't have to abandon modern life, guys. We just need to intentionally inject these beneficial stressors back into our routine.
Which brings us to this incredibly powerful concluding takeaway from Michael Easter. Comfort is overrated. Discomfort is where life happens. It's so true. Hard work builds meaning, and effort creates satisfaction. When everything is just easy all the time, we lose the deep joy of earned achievement. Physical discomfort is just inextricably linked to our psychological fulfillment.
So I want to leave you with this question to ponder today. What modern comfort will you intentionally give up right now to reclaim your wild, happy self? Are you going to leave your phone at home during your next walk? Will you turn the shower to cold for that last 30 seconds? Look, the comfort crisis is very real, but the solution is entirely in your hands. Embrace the friction and see what you're truly capable of. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.